Exodus chapter 12, verses 26 through 27. When your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt. Exodus chapter 12, verses 26 through 27. Every human agent is merging his or her character under one of two heads, the Prince of Life or the Prince of Darkness. If we serve sin, we shall meet the reward of the transgressor of the law of Jehovah before the judgment seat of Christ. All the invitation given by a gracious God given, by slight and refused and rejected, would be presented to every individual, and the sentence that will fix the destiny of the soul in eternal bliss or to be punished with a fiery element of the wrath of God will close the history of the wicked forever. The condition given to the Hebrews in Egyptian on that night when the firstborn were slain was that every family should manifest that faith in the message given them of God that would lead them to act in perfect obedience to the directions given them of God. Every member of the family was to be gathered into the dwelling place of the Hebrews. They were to eat the Passover with their preparation all made for their departure. Even with their staff in their hand, God was about to do His work in judgment. And this was to bring Pharaoh to understand that the Lord, He was God, and beside Him there was none else. The angel of God was to pass over the houses of the Hebrews with the blood sprinkled on the lintels and doorposts. The sign was to be respected. But suppose that the inmate of the house were careless and did not gather their children with them in the house. Or suppose the children who had been born and brought up in Egypt, though this only a whim and altogether unnecessary, and should refuse the entreaties of their parents, making some excuses did those called to the marriage suffer. Then the judgment of God will not spare, but a stroke would as surely come upon the firstborn of the Hebrews as the firstborn of the Egyptians. What is the condition of those who keep the commandment of God and have the faith of Jesus? If in families there are those who are refusing obedience to the Lord in keeping His Sabbath, then the seal cannot be placed upon them. The sealing is a pledge from God of perfect security to His chosen ones. Sealing indicates you are God's chosen. He has appropriated you to Himself. As the sealed of God, we are Christ's purchased possession, and no one shall pluck us out of His hand. Manuscript 598095. Manuscript Releases chapter 15, pages 223 to 225. God's outward seal signifies inward faith.